This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome aboard. We are live in downtown Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino. The owner of this great property, Derek Stevens, is going to join us in studio in 30 minutes. We'll recap the Super Bowl. We'll ask him why the overall handle in Nevada was down this year, I think significantly compared to last year. His thoughts on that. And something happened last night in college basketball. I think there's a bet to be made in the 5-1 range that we will get to in the next 15 minutes, Pauly. We like to do this on a weekly basis throughout the season, and that is run down the best teams in a given sport, either ATS, ROI-wise, totals as well. We'll begin here in the NBA. They're in action tonight, and the Phoenix Suns are the best team, in fact, ATS in the entire association. They're 34-19. How good is that? 15 games over 500 in the mix to win that division. That is 64.2%. They're covering on average by 2.8 points per game. That's a big number tonight against the Mavericks, but Mavericks, they're sending out Cooper Flagg and a bunch of YMCA guys, the way it seems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Phoenix, a great story. And no doubt about it. I would lean that side tonight, too.
Charlotte's second best. They're 32-22. They lost last night, snapping the 9-game winning streak, and now we have to see what's going to happen with the overall suspensions.
What do you think with the Donnybrook? Well, you got that picture, Luke, we sent in? He's got his face. It's like the movie Alien, where the thing jumps on your face, and that's
it's covering his whole face.
Yeah, his hand's covering the guy's whole face.
It's like it's like he could squash his face.
Yeah.
If he really wanted to last night.
That escalated quickly.
Well, Offshore put up numbers, by the way, how long the suspensions are going to be. The two guys for Charlotte, the number was 3.5. For Duran, it was 3.5. For Stewart, because he came off the bench, they put up 10.5.
Okay.
Like this, you can't come off the bench in the NBA. That goes back to the Malice in the Palace, and Stewart has a history here. So, for both teams, by the way, Pistons maybe division, Cavaliers easy schedule, but Hornets anyway, second best team in the NBA. Denver's third best, despite losing last night, 31-23 against the spread. Then in order it goes: Philadelphia, Miami. The Lakers are 29-23 ATS. Didn't cover last night. Get the Spurs tonight. Everybody sitting. The Knicks are 30-24. Pelicans are 30-24-1, and the Jazz are 30-24.
Yeah, well, you can go first half because they're so good, and they have a talented team. After the trade, go first half and then try to bet against them second half. Now it didn't work out yesterday, but
I think that's the play.
That's just shame on the Miami Heat.
Right. I think concentrating on you got to track every day who Utah is going to be playing. But then when the number's big enough, Pauly, to bet them in the first half.
So 9 teams are tanking, no incentive to win, whatever you want to say. Indiana, first time since 1993, the Knicks are laying doubles to the Pacers. They keep the pick if it's top 4. They lose it if it's 5 through 9. Kings, 12 wins. No incentive. Routed the other night. Nets, no incentive, but they played the Bulls. Bulls, fire sale. Only 2 healthy bigs. Bucks, 20 wins. Memphis, 20 wins. Don't want to win. Dallas, no picks, 27 through 30. Utah has to be top 8 to keep the pick. Wizards, Anthony Davis shut down. And the Nets, remember what we said with the owner as well before the season. It's very important we keep this pick. So there's your 9 teams.
I'll tell you this right now. The Jazz are going to be the most popular team going into next season in terms of people are going to make the case. Playoff team, futures, division bets, any of that stuff. And here's why they need to tank. I don't know why they would win a game like that last night. What if they win the lottery? DeBanza selected BYU. You have to take that guy. Mm-hmm. And if you have a chance at getting him maybe you could actually trade up to get him as well. Let's say you finish 4th in the lottery and you want to trade up during the draft at number 2 in case Peterson goes number 1 overall. DeBanza would be a rock star if they could somehow keep him there. Anyway, the worst NBA teams against the spread. Sacramento is 21-34. And they're never going to get this right, ever.
No. Zach LaVine's going to opt in next year for 50 million a year. It's outrageous how they put this roster together.
Yep. Terrible organization, has been forever. Orlando, 21-31 against the spread. Cleveland's 10 games under. But they were the worst team against the spread for majority of the season, and now they're getting much better anyway.
Yeah.
They're the best team in the NBA last 10 games with their efficiency numbers. Washington is 22-30, Milwaukee 22-29, Minnesota 24-31, and then it goes Dallas, Memphis, the Rockets, and the Bulls for worst teams overall against the spread. We will go now to the best teams over. Denver, 14 games over 500. They are 34-20 to the over this year, 63%. Then the Jazz, 32-22. Golden State's 31-23. The Lakers are 29-23. Then you have a bunch of teams that are at 500 or slightly above. The best teams to the under. But the Celtics.
That's surprising.
34-19 to the under.
Last in pace, though, right? Still, yeah. Yep.
Charlotte, sneaky awesome to the under. 33-21 under on the year. Staying under by 3.5 points per game. And that total, by the way, dropped big time yesterday, and the bettors got that one right. Milwaukee is 31-20 under. San Antonio 32-21. Phoenix 32-21. Same with Indiana, and Toronto is 32-22 to the under. College basketball. Best teams against the spread. Stephen F. Austin, 18-5.
That's right. And I hope they meet McNeese State in the Southland title game in the conference championship. They've split this year. They got a good team. Strong ATS. Good for them.
Portland State, number 2 on the list.
Sneaky, yes. They won the other day. Saturday they won, but didn't cover. But they were 14-2-1.
Yeah, well, now dropping 2 straight, they're 14-4-1. Sam Houston, 16-5. Eastern Michigan, 17-6. Mercer, 16-6. Miami of Ohio, 15-6 ATS. All of those teams I just mentioned are higher than 70% on the year. 69.6%. That's Villanova. They're 16-7. Fresno State, 15-7. St. Louis, 14-7-2, covering on average by 5.7 points per game. Long Beach is on the list, and Kansas won. They covered again last night, 16-8 on the year. Worst teams in college basketball against the spread. Kansas City is 5-16, missing by 4.5 points on average. Texas Southern, 5-15. Florida Gulf Coast, 6-16 with a push. Loyola Chicago, 7-18, missing on average by 7.4 points per game. Texas San Antonio is 6-15, as is Western Carolina. Oregon, 7-17. Marquette, 7-16-1. Totals. Denver is in action tomorrow or Thursday. I think it might be Thursday. They are a healthy 19-3-1 to the over on the year. They went flying over with their game on Saturday.
You're correct. Yes, Thursday.
Yeah, 86.4% on the year to the over, going over by 9.5 points per game. They deserve some sort of a medal. Providence, 18-6 to the over. Miami of Ohio again, 15-6 over. Long Beach, 15-6-1. Miami, Florida, 15-6-1. Xavier, 17-7. And then the following teams are all 16-7 to the over. You get Northeastern, St. Bonaventure, Monroe, and New Mexico. By the way, you can always find these numbers up at the website. All you have to do is go to vsin.com and check it out, all the sports throughout the entire year. Best college teams to the under. Fordham is 17-4 under, 81%, staying under by 8+ points per game. Hello. Delaware State, 14-4. Cincinnati, 18-6. Eastern Michigan, 17-6. UT Martin, 16-6. Ball State and New Haven are 15-6. I yearn for the days of going back to New Haven. Have the pizza.
Yep.
Grambling, 15-6. UT Arlington, 15-6. Southern Illinois, 17-7. And Hawaii is 14-6 to the under on the year.
Well, there's nothing like it. It's just the pizza capital of the world. It was like, okay, well, there's 3 spots you got to try.
Yeah, they're all next to each other almost.
Yeah.
Very short driving, yeah.
Yeah, you forget about, calling in to just you say, hey, can I get a pizza? It's like a 3-hour wait. You got to go in. They'll seat you if you go in. But if you just want to call on the phone, forget about it. It lived up to the hype, no doubt. Hockey, go in the first 10 at home. Nashville, 7-0. Maple Leafs, 6-0. Calgary, 6-0. Seattle, 9-1. Columbus, 13-2. Utah and Buffalo, 11-2. On the road, Kings, 9-10. Seattle, 8-9. Nashville, 14-16. Best team ROI, Sharks, up over 12 units. 11 units on Boston, 8 units and change on the Islanders, 776 on Tampa. They had the long winning streak. And Buffalo, 687. Worst team ROI, Vancouver, number 1 with a bullet, down 18 units. Winnipeg down 16 units. Rangers down 1450. St. Louis Blues down 14 units. And Vegas down almost 13 units for the hockey with the extended break.
Olympic hockey, by the way, starting midweek here over in Italy. I'll give it a shot. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, Darnston Davis got a write-up on, I think, the game today. There was one, I think, laying 3.5 goals in one of the games.
I'll tell you.
One of the countries only has 4 NHL players. So
Stormy and JVT are filling in for us starting tomorrow. Stormy has been sensational on Money Moves talking about Olympic hockey. Great. Must listen every single day. She's following it. She has the pulse on it. NHL stuff as well she's very good on. But her breakdowns and analysis on Olympic hockey have been absolutely terrific, and they're going to be on from 4 to 7 for the next 5 or 6 shows here as we're gone starting again tomorrow. All right, so I think there is a bet to be made based on what happened last night in college basketball. It's a future bet. It pays anywhere from 4 to 1 all the way up to plus 550. I think there's some logic behind this. We're going to discuss, break it down, and tell you all about it coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
How about the situation last night in college basketball? We're off the air. Game's going to be tipping a couple hours after our show. The game is going to start at 9 o'clock Eastern time or in that neighborhood. And a couple of minutes before tip time, all of a sudden, Arizona goes from a 2.5-point favorite all the way up to 4.5 here at Circa. 5.5 at DK. The news was Darren Peterson going to sit out again. All of a sudden before tip time, nope. He's got flu-like symptoms. He's not going to play in the game. So this has been a common story with him, obviously, throughout the entire year. The guy is ridiculously talented. I mean, he absolutely could be the number 1 pick overall in the draft. But when you consider all of this now, missed the game last night. He sat out the second half playing A.J. DeBansa and BYU. He sat out against the number 1 team in the country in Arizona. Did not play against UConn. Did not play against Duke. Sat out most of the second half against North Carolina. Aaron Torres was at the game last night. He covers college basketball. He tweeted this out, and he added, I know this is going to be unpopular here, but there's no way I'm drafting him number 1 overall. How will teams look at this?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that tweet.
With that tweet?
Yeah, you didn't have to couch it. Yeah.
No, I don't think so either.
That's okay, yeah.
No, that's fine.
There's some cause. There's a concern here.
Sure. And how concerned would an NBA team be over the fact that, hey, man, you're just not available ever? Or would they say, hey, you know what? He's pretty prepped for load management. Like, we didn't have to, get into his brain at this level. Because when you watch A.J. DeBansa play, he looks like he wants to go out there and be an assassin every single night when he takes on whichever team he's playing. Now, BYU has been struggling here a little bit lately, but the question is, should Darren Peterson, at DraftKings, he's minus 425. At FanDuel, he's minus 400. And DeBansa at FanDuel is plus 550. He's 4 to 1 at DK.
Well, you hit on it earlier, too. Who knows who gets the number 1 pick?
Right. Yeah, that's going to factor into it.
Damn right. And the big shock last year with the Mavs. So, also based on need and maybe sometimes not talent, especially if there's a surprise that a team sneaks in there. But what's your level of concern that he would shut it down, or he's going to pick his spots this year. And there is a type of load management in these big games.
I mean, I think he's been out of like 10 games already.
Yeah.
Played in 12 or something like that. I mean, it's at this point of the season, we're now approaching the middle of February. That's the entire theme for him.
Well, this rarely happens, though, too, where I'm sick. I can't play.
Can you ever remember this happening in college basketball with a player? And I will tell you that this is what I'm already hearing from, like my brother texts me this, other people who are big into college. Do you really want to take a player number 1 overall that looks like he's going to be Joel Embiid all over again?
Yeah.
There's always going to be an issue, and it sucks. Maybe this is all legitimate stuff. And I doubt it. I don't think it all is. I think, well, first of all, a ton of it is with his agent, and this is the state of college basketball now. But do you want to deal with that? Like, I don't know if I would. I think this absolutely has to be a conversation for these teams, and that's why I think Debanza at that plus 550 number is probably worth a look. And I also would throw this in there. I mean, it's a crazy good draft this year. Mm-hmm. Cam Boozer's very good. Caleb Wilson's awesome.
Why 9 teams are tanking, and we're in the middle of February.
I think Kingston Flemings is the real deal. Holyfield, Koa Pete Bear. I mean, you can go on and on, right?
Yeah.
I think the number 1 pick comes down to 2 guys. That's it. I don't think there's a world where Boozer would be number 1 overall. Wilson's awesome. I don't think he'd be number 1. As much as I like Flemings, I think it's going to come down to Peterson and Debanza. And if you're going to narrow it down, you're pretty confident it being 2 guys. The guy is sitting out there at plus 550, goes every single night. And again, I said this, what if Utah wins the lottery?
Yeah.
Are they going to say no to the guy that selected BYU as his college over and take Peterson instead? Wouldn't the fan base, I don't know, I'm just, again, spitballing here, wouldn't they just be up in arms over that? You have a potential kid that went to school down the street to come in, give you how many ever years of just being the franchise guy and turn you back into the Jazz from the 90s here. Was
your comment about, my God, you can't have another Embiid, was that about I can't play back-to-backs and I don't play a lot of games? Or because that you could also tie it into we can't have another Anthony Davis here. I mean, you could also look at it that way. Yep. Anthony Davis is a hell of a player, but he just can't stay healthy.
It's a combination of both guys,
he's always hurt, yeah. Embiid is, I've had injuries, I'm not playing back-to-backs. Mm-hmm. You can't count on him, and he misses playoff games.
Yeah, I think
it's infuriating what's happened in Philadelphia. They've lost their minds with the process that it backfired spectacularly.
Sure. Think about that for a second. As frustrating as it's been for people covering that team, even trying to bet on the Sixers every day. This is for years now. Is he going to play? I have no idea. Mm-hmm. And now we're getting this from a college kid who is absolutely wildly talented, and it's happening right before big games are tipping off. And this is why, at this point of the game, now, I have Kansas in pocket. I've talked about this several times on this show and Pot of the Futures. I didn't know it was going to be this extreme with the guy. I don't know how you can possibly, I don't feel comfortable at all with Kansas to win the national title. I think without him, they're good enough to make it to the, let's say, again, it comes down to bracket, comes down to matchups.
Can you elaborate on the job Bill Self has done, that he's sometimes coaching 2 different teams?
And he doesn't know until tip time?
Yeah. It's a hell of a win.
Again, have we ever had this before? Specifically at a major program like this? I maybe I'm missing something I can't recall. But he's got to kind of flip everything. Is Peterson going to be healthy? Is he not? I think at the second half of from what I heard last night, again, diehard Jayhawks fan, lives here in Las Vegas. He's got his pulse on it, goes back there for games, yada, yada, yada. He said at halftime of the BYU game, evidently, the agent told an assistant coach that he was not going to be ready for the second half. The assistant told Self, and Self looked at the assistant like he was from Mars. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He can't play the second half? I can't imagine what this is like on an hour-to-hour basis.
Yeah.
So maybe it's too big of a headache, and I just think at Debanza plus 550 is probably worth a bet. My takeaways here.
Okay, very good.
And then here's the thing, too. Another reason why you can't bet Kansas right now. Would you be stunned if they make it to the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, and all this pops up again? I don't know
Oh,
how
I'm going
you...
to shut it down?
Yeah, or I got
that'd
cramps, or I got the flu again, or I'm not feeling well.
Okay. Well, I think the other concern is what you said on earlier. That I'm just going to get ready for the draft, and
There you
I'll
go.
shut it down here too, even though they could be deep in the tournament. That'd be unprecedented.
Oh, man.
And a big blow. So also, speaking of a guy who's always hurt, what do you want to do now with the Clippers? Kawhi Leonard's been great. They've won a couple in a row, after they went around moping and gloomy Gus because they knew what was going on with Harden. He talked to Ramona Shelburne and saying, well, the season's over now. They're still good-sized favorite. They're probably going to be in the play-in. I wouldn't be shocked if they win a game or two, and then they get the 8th seed. But now they're catching points in Houston tonight. It's a baseball series where they play back-to-back. I still think there's enough there where these guys can be competitive when they break. Now you have Collins, you have Leonard, you have Lopez and Jones and Dunn. They've been okay the last couple of games. Maybe the comeback is who are they playing? But it appears now where still Kawhi is a stud that he could just say, all right, I'm going to score 41 tonight, like they did blowing out Minnesota the other night. And I give them credit. Minnesota responded yesterday finally after Gobert called them out and Finch called them out. But I still think this is a team that they're gonna win some games and they're gonna pull some upsets just because they have a fantastic player.
They have the 5th easiest schedule for the rest of the year in the NBA. They also cannot afford their pick to go to Oklahoma City. That's protected.
Yeah. How can you okay? So they're plus 150 to make the playoffs.
Well,
I don't know how high I can get though. Just because we're, how many back-to-backs, the playoff seeding is interesting. I love that they put that up. But I'm not going to catch Phoenix. How high can I really get? It seems like I'm destined. I'm in that 8, 9, 10 range. Or 8, 9, how it's going to play out. And then it comes down to, and who knows how they attack it. Maybe it's like, well, what reward do I get? So I draw OKC in the first round. I lose in 5? Or probably get swept?
What are they to make the play-in? You said
that's a big number.
But it has to be because they're not going to fall behind teams like Memphis, Dallas, Utah. All those teams are
they're 3,500
to make the play-in.
Because that goes back to, and that's the Brian Windhorst comment from yesterday. You could realistically say that Charlotte only needs to win maybe 8 more games and they're locked into the play-in. Because everyone, just like the Clippers, all these teams behind them are tanking.
Yes,
they have no incentive to win.
Right, so it basically comes down to...
Look at Portland, 10,000.
Well, yeah, because they're tied with them and they're 5 games up on the next team below them.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, right now, 7 through 10, Phoenix, Golden State, Portland, and the Clippers. So when it comes down to the play-in games, are you comfortable with having the Clippers at plus 150 if they have to play a combination of Portland and Golden State?
Now you got to win 2 games.
Sure, and then Curry could have 53, and then there you go, you're done.
Yeah.
Derek Stevens on the program coming up next. Why was the betting handle in the state of Nevada so much lower than last year for the Super Bowl?
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Good to have you on board as we are live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. The owner of this great property, along with the Golden Gate and the D, Derek Stevens, joined us here on the desk in studio. Good to see you, man. How are you today?
Good. I missed you the last couple of Tuesdays, doing a little traveling, but glad to be back and great to see both of you.
Well,
you too.
Kind of a busy stretch for you, I'm guessing.
It was good. We were good. We traveled. We did a lot of travel, a lot of flight miles.
Let me ask you this: the betting handle in the entire state of Nevada. This was reported by Dave Tooley on vsin.com. Touched 133, almost $134 million this year. Last year, it was higher than $151 million. The year before that, $190 million. In your opinion, why do you think it was down so much?
Well, I think the number 2 years ago, 190, that's probably an aberration because of the game being here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think when you take a look at what happened 2 days ago versus a year ago, probably a couple of factors. I'll give you 3 factors. I don't know how to weight them, so I would just say 3. Number one, visitation by number of people, that's down slightly. So I would say that adds some factor to it. I think the matchup was it was not exciting. It was actually probably one of the worst, with all due respect to all the Seahawk fans that come out. It just didn't have the star power of some of the prior Super Bowls.
And most people expected an ugly game, low scoring.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, fair.
And I think prediction markets took a shot. I mean, we saw what was the handle here in Nevada? It was
133.
133. What'd Kelsey do? 450. I realize that's around the country,
Right.
but no, we know a few customers that went in, stayed in California and just bet on Kelsey. So,
Oh, you know that for sure. Like they told, like you reached out to them. Are you coming to Circa this year? And they said no.
yeah, we come. Yeah, we're not going to come this year because I'm doing a party at home. I'm betting on Kelsey, stuff like that.
That probably doesn't make you feel very good, huh?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, I'll tell you why it doesn't. I mean,
Go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make me feel good because, when you feel like, we got compliance costs, we got to pay a federal excise tax on every bet. We pay a state income tax. We actually pay league fees. We actually buy league data. I mean, yeah, Kelsey's great, right? I mean, they're pirates. They don't pay any fees, so they're getting away with it. So yeah, I mean, I'll hand it to them. They're shrewd, but I gotta believe it's going to be short lived because you cannot avoid all and problem gambling. Are you kidding me? Let's take somebody out like FanDuel. They're going to spend $200 million on problem gambling, and Kelsey and Polymark paying zero. This is ridiculous. There's no way that this goes on and on and on. Think about this in the state of New York. In the state of New York last year, the state of New York received $1.1 billion of tax revenue associated with sports gambling. Under prediction markets, it goes to zero. At some point, attorney generals, states are going to get a little hot. Illinois collected $450 million in taxes on sports betting. With prediction markets, goes to zero. Does it mean Kelsey's that great? I don't think so. But they just don't pay tax.
So I'm guessing that you've also had many conversations with the people in charge of other sports books across the country about this.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they are as hot as you are about it, or maybe even hotter?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's like maybe biting their lip a little bit more, but yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if we see a Super Bowl like this again, where Seattle was 60-1, New England was 80-1, and New England got to 125-1 after they lost to the Steelers. You are always aggressive. You're willing to take bigger bets. Are you going to, in light of the Seattle guy, because I know you made the comment, are you going to change that, or are you going to maybe say, I can't be that aggressive when a guy's going to say, I want playoffs, I want conference, I want Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, he came in, he wanted the whole thing. He wanted playoffs, he wanted division, conference, and Super Bowl. Just, the whole across the board. No, we're still going to take it. I mean, we got beat this year. Sportsbooks get beat sometimes,
Okay.
Fortunately, when I say we got beat on futures, but what was really crazy is I thought for sure a week ago we were going to have a seven-figure loss day. I thought there was really no way out. And then through a handful of very strange things that occurred, we ended up having a really good Sunday. We had a guy that walked in. He was going to bet $1 million and got into, had a bit of an issue. As the line moved at MGM down a nickel, he said, you got to match the line. We said, we're not doing it. Our line's our line. He pulled his money. He was at the counter with Jeff Benson.
Oh.
I'm texting with Jeff Benson, and he made the bet over at MGM. So we saved $1 million on that bet. And then 10 minutes later, we get a phone call from another guy, wants to bet $1 million. This is like within 60 minutes a kick.
Okay.
And bets $1 million on New England money line. So in the last 60 minutes, we had a $2 million swing, and we just got lucky. We ended up taking more risk than I wanted to. Our guys didn't have enough time to maneuver, but we got out of it, and we ended up having a great Super Bowl.
Yeah. So based on that, did it negate the future liability on the Seahawks overall and how much you were taking on the Patriots?
Yeah, we went into kickoff. Like, can you believe it? We really, really need the Seahawks today.
Wow.
So we were rooting for that fella.
But also to piggyback what Pauly said, you like to take a gamble though once in a while.
Wow.
Isn't that what it's about?
We didn't build this by being wallflowers. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to take shots a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say we want to be crazy or cavalier, but I this is not sports. This is not a slot machine business. You know, in the slot machines we lose never. You know, it's sports. Yeah, we lose sometimes.
Okay.
We're gonna take it.
You also had a tweet that David Purdom retweeted and others and got. I cannot believe how the place goes crazy and the instant gratification on the coin toss every year.
You know what's funny? The last couple of years, I forgot to take the video, and all of a sudden, when they're walking out, I go, "Oh, I'm going to record it and see what happens." And I took it. I had like 15 seconds, and all of a sudden, it's like that every year. It's this odd sound of cheers, like roaring cheers, with an undertone of a groan. It's a very special sound. You only hear it during the Super Bowl coin toss.
What was the biggest bet? Do you know?
Oh, no, I don't remember.
I would love to see the look on your face if the guy who went to Caesars came here and said, "Give me heads for $253,000," and the guy gets there. And I think it was 65% was on tails, of course, though.
Right.
Tails never fails.
Yeah.
Okay, incredible.
Can I ask you about this? There was a prop that you guys had. How did you guys grade the props? Was it via like NFL.com specifically? Because the box score at NFL.com and ESPN.com were different when you looked at certain stats.
Yeah, so obviously, we cleared out our entire board, all the boards behind us, and we're going to fill up 8 boards full. We're going to grade immediately. Now, we're only grading on the very clear cut, but we tried to do it in order. So the first thing posted up there was heads -102, so that got graded. Then we just kept going. What was the next thing? Will the opening kickoff be a touchback? We graded that one clear cut, not any of the crazy stuff. So it's all very clear cut. First play of the game, I think rush. First play of the game over 3.5 yards. So we just kind of graded them all the way down. Obviously some like on the number of receiving yards, number of rushing yards. If you go slightly over, well, we got to wait. We're not going to grade that right away. But our goal is to try to grade throughout the game as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. People have their bets graded at that point. They can re-ante with the live betting at that point.
Yeah, I mean, plus it also just kind of moves things along.
Sure.
I mean, I don't really want to keep people waiting 3 hours or 4 hours on Sunday night. The lines are long enough as it is. So we just try to kind of move it along.
Was waste management a bucket list item?
Oh, my God, Paul. I will tell you, waste management, we got lucky. I'm only there because we got these customers that come in every year for March Madness, and our hosts and everybody. You got to meet these guys. The name of this company is called Ferguson's Plumbing. At Ferguson's HVAC, they have a suite on second level on hole 16.
Oh, wow.
Great guys, great people. And we do a little trade. We give them, they take 20 rooms at the D for March Madness. And they've been part of this thing in Phoenix for a long, long time. My God, absolute bucket list. Hole 16. I loved it.
Which day did you
Good
go?
for you.
I went for the Pro-Am.
Okay.
I went on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bucket list.
I have a buddy who was, you know him as well. He was at hole 16 on Saturday night. Barely got to his flight at the Phoenix International Airport. Came here and stayed for the next 2 days. I don't think he slept, and was here for the Super Bowl. He goes, "I did it once. Now I can say that's it. To do it like that anyway." Good to see you again, Derek. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
With the in-pocket plays coming up on Follow the Money, it's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it.
paid.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day.
No way.
I'll give you 3-1 odds. Nope. 5-1. Nope. 10-1. You're out.
All right, this is a couple of things here. Number one, I like this. Number two, you're locking in a profit. If you jumped on board early with the Pistons to win the division plus 450, the Cavs are now 9-1 to win the division. They have the third easiest schedule left. Good mojo right now. Big comeback win last night in Denver. You make the Harden trade. That's rejuvenated Mitchell. You got a good coach in Atkinson. And now it seems like they're getting their act together after they were a disappointment to start the season. And as Mitch said earlier, for much of the season, the worst team ATS. So see if they can keep this going. It's a very easy schedule when you look at it the rest of the way. So I like Detroit, and they've done an excellent job, and they got a big win last night. There could be a key injury, you never know, or Cleveland just plays out of their minds. So Cavs to win the division 9-1, and Rob Stanton was on earlier. Go back, listen to the podcast. He was great from the BBC. Just got back from the Super Bowl where he covered the Seahawks, and now he comes back and he covers Sheffield Wednesday, the championship league. They're -7 in points, 1 win. They're in administration. Owner had issues, couldn't make payroll, all of it gone. A proud club, and just tons of turmoil. They've been shut out 10 matches in a row. They play Saturday against Millwall. Under a half is $1.30. Think about this. They get shut out. And Millwall's only $2.60 to win the match. They're top 5 in the table. Think about that. So see if it makes it 11 in a row, and he is not the only one. The Meat Man has said it as well. They will not win another game the rest of the season. So they're in action Saturday. We are on vacation, so I want to put that up there, and that's available at several spots. Good luck, everyone.
A couple of losers last night. Isaiah Collier did not go over 29.5 points and assists. I think I'm done with the Jazz business for a little while. That game threw me off the scent for a long time, I think.
Well, you did the right thing.
Well, first of all, his minutes were then way down compared to what they were at.
Well, I would just say that's shame on the Miami Heat, though, as well, from an in-play standpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't lose that game. They sit their starters in the fourth quarter. You got to take advantage, like Orlando did, coming back down 17. And Hardy didn't even bother to call a timeout.
NC State plus 7.5. Was that a good read? Is that a good bet? Down by 20 at halftime. I think they lost by 50. Louisville couldn't miss, killed them on the glass, got to the free throw line the entire game. That bad recipe for betting a dog in a game. And with that performance, Louisville could beat anybody in the country. I'm with you, locking in a profit here on the Pistons. Bet that we made earlier this year to win it, and now the Cavaliers are at 9-1. Let me give you, again, to piggyback what you're saying on the 30s schedule moving forward. Well, in their last 10 games, they're 9-1. Charlotte, after losing last night, also 9-1 last 10. But how does it look overall at the numbers? Offensive rating, Cavaliers, number 1 in the entire NBA during that time. Defensive rating, Cavaliers, 4th best numbers in the entire league during that time. The only team with a better net rating, the New York Knicks, last 10 games. The Knicks have been on fire, but for the division purposes here, they have a net rating of plus 12.4 last 10 games. They're red hot. That's going to continue. Mitchell and Harden, I think, are going to be a great 1-2 combo in the regular season. I don't know about postseason but I would not.
That's fair. No doubt. Yeah.
I think there's an angle here. And now, I mean, like, how long will Duran get suspended? Stewart? How long are those guys going to miss for the Pistons after last night's borderline brawl?
They're going to have some. They're still a young team, and they'll have bad losses. Like they lost to the Wizards, and they had some issues on a West Coast road trip.
Yeah, and Detroit has the 6th most difficult schedule moving forward. Anyway, we talked about this in the earlier part of this hour. I'm on to Banson, number 1 pick in the draft, plus 550 out of BYU. Got to take it with everything that's going on with Darren Peterson.
We discussed this, I think, 2 weeks into the season, though, as well. Pistons 1 seed. Oh, that was a big price. I couldn't find it here.
Aren't they running away with it?
No, a couple games. I think. You want to look at? I think it's a couple games.
Well, so we brought it up, a look-ahead spot or a letdown spot in college basketball earlier. I don't think we have those in the NBA, but how do you explain the Pistons with the Knicks on deck last week, losing as 17-point favorites to Washington?
Yeah.
What is that?
No, you are correct. They have a 6-game lead over the Knicks and Celtics. You are correct.
Pauly, look at overall. They're running down Oklahoma City for the best record in basketball.
Yeah.
I think they're.
I asked you that. I don't mind San Antonio 1 seed.
No, that could happen.
They're 3 back.
Yeah.
All right. We just talked to Derek Stevens. This is great. 5 weeks, absolute madness. First time ever. 3 nations hosting it. World Cup. Larger than life experience only at Circa. One lucky winner gets a 2-night stay, a VIP cabana for the games at the stadium swim, $500 in credit, $250 in food and beverage. Arrive in style with limo transportation. Celebrate with cocktails at Legacy Club. Enter now. Kick off the World Cup at Circa Resort and Casino. For giveaway details, visit circalasvegas.com. Get ready for June and the World Cup. circalasvegas.com. What a promotion. Get in there.
Tonight, you brought up the Spurs. I would assume they're going to win this game. Basically, the Lakers are without all of their players. There's no LeBron. It's a back-to-back for the Lakers. So there's no LeBron. Luka was already out. There is no Marcus Smart, and Austin Reeves is also out. Injury management. DeAndre Ayton, the way it looks, is still listed as a question. Look at this now. The Spurs on the road up to 13. This was 6. And you watch what will happen here. This will be a battle to the death.
Yeah. I like what you said, though, earlier. Because get a nice lead, rest the guys, and get ready for Golden State tomorrow night.
Well, if that's how the game goes, then Wemby's only going to play like 22 minutes.
Yeah.
If it is a blowout and they cover this 13-point number, then I can see like player props specifically for a guy like Wemby, who they want to watch his minutes anyway, probably go to the underside of where they're listed anyway.
Yeah. How about the over in the Suns game tonight? Won't there be points in that one?
I have no opinion. Why do you say it?
Mavs have been scoring.
Well, they've been playing in higher scoring games, yeah.
Plus in the flag props for points and also Marshall props too. 227.5 the total with that one.
Do you want to bet Bronny James tonight?
For what?
He's 5.5 points.
Oh, yeah.
He'll get playing time. I mean, the fact that he's listed on the board right now because they're down so many guys, he'll probably play. If this is a complete bloodbath, he'll be out there for several minutes. That might not be a bad angle.
Yeah.
Connect is 7.5. Jared Vanderbilt is 6.5. Hachimura is 15.5 or 16.5 tonight.
Okay. I don't mind Connect. What is the line? This is weird because you got the All-Star break coming. So every team, I think, is in action but 2 on Wednesday. Then there's only 3 games Thursday, and then we hit the break.
Right.
There's a doubleheader on Amazon. The first game is Milwaukee and OKC.
Oh,
what's
man.
that point spread? Thunder at home.
Without OKC, they're still going to be laying 14,
Without
15.
SGA, yeah. And then it's, I don't think Luka, it's too bad what's going on with Luka, but that's Mavs Lakers with the nightcap.
You know what? The more I look at the screen right now with these numbers, I think I'm going to do a same game parlay tonight with Bronny James. What the hell?
All right.
I'm going to go over 1.5 made threes, and maybe I'll ladder him to like 10 points and see what else I can throw in there. And hope to God the Spurs beat him by 100, and he just plays the entire second half.
Mm-hmm. Miami and hoops tonight?
Against Carolina, I think you got to kind of look that way, don't you?
I tell you, and hoops was strong. Hoops really likes Purdue tonight.
Yeah, he does.
This is a bad matchup for Nebraska. That's another big one tonight as well.
Well, it all comes down, obviously, to Nebraska's a really good shooting team. And Purdue's rebounding has come back to the pack a little bit here. And if Nebraska's going to get their second chance opportunities tonight, I think they're going to be in this game. Knocking down threes always. We saw it again with Louisville last night. If a team makes their threes, there's nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
I had absolutely no chance to cover 7.5 with NC State from the get-go. I just saw the first tick. I'm like, are you serious? What's going on? I looked at the box score.
Yeah.
Louisville could not miss a single shot.
And I know Max was making the case that it's not a great matchup for Miami Hurricanes, but you just saw it last night that St. John's was not ready to go.
No, not at all.
You needed an offensive rebound putback to send it to overtime, laying 15 at home.
Right, and think about how you put yourself in those kids' shoes, 18, 19 years old, after you beat Duke like that. And
UConn.
No, I'm talking. I'm now spinning to the North Carolina game.
Yeah, no doubt, yes.
And you know this, right? Like, Duke's getting way more headlines in North Carolina this year. North Carolina's good, and they got talent, and then the place absolutely erupts. The streets are flooded. You're big man on campus for the entire weekend, or as long as you're there before you leave for the Miami game. You're feeling pretty good about yourself.
Well, how do you feel? Humans and those guys were Tim Murray. What do you think of 70-1 St. John's?
They're getting better.
Yeah.
They're getting a lot better. I mean,
Those were close losses in the non-conference too early on.
If he can figure it out without a point guard, he's awesome. What were they, 20-1 before the season started now?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Primetime's next. I'll take you through the live betting night in hoops. Stay tuned for Cashing Out at 11 o'clock Eastern with Dustin Sweetelson. And you can wake up early tomorrow. VSiN by the books of Dave and Jensen, 7 a.m. Eastern. Good luck.